#1 cable news show for 16 years and counting.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Eric Bowling in for Bill O'Reilly. And in the election 2016 segment tonight, it's neck and neck in the presidential race. A new Fox poll asked registered voters who they favor on Election Day. Hillary Clinton has 41%. Donald Trump is a mere 2 points behind at 39% and within the margin of error. Libertarian nominee Gary Johnson is at 9%. Green Party nominee Jill Stein is at 4%. I spoke with Chris Anderson, a Democratic pollster for Fox News, along with David Morris, deputy managing editor of the Kiplinger Letter, a short time ago about the state of the race. Polls tightening. 2 points, well within the margin of error, and also the swing states seem to be tightening as well. Anyone's race right now?
Well, it is anyone's race. I think anyone who thought the race was over before was just doing some wishful thinking. But you know what? It's just one poll, and it's just one day. It's a good day for Trump today, but it's just one poll, and we'll see what happens next week and the week after that and the week after that.
And Chris, David points out the week after that, which happens to be the first debate. Now, it puts a lot of emphasis on these debates, does it not, with such a tight polls?
Yeah, it absolutely does. I want to point out on the horse race tightening, Clinton is being hurt more by the third-party candidates than Trump. When we do a two-way, she has a 6-point lead. That is down from 10 points earlier. But what's happening is there are some younger voters, some Hispanic voters, who seem to tentatively be going to third-party candidates. Half of them say they might change their mind compared to just 1 in 10 Clinton and Trump voters. So we'll see what they do. Do they get serious and stick with these third-party candidates, or do they gravitate back to the major party candidates, in which case that would help Clinton? Mm-hmm. Big question is if the third party candidates make the debates you're referring to.
And the reason why that's
a game changer.
The reason why that's important is Johnson at 9% only. He has to get to 15%. Jill Stein at 4%. So the combined total, David, is that there's 13% up for grabs if they don't make the debate stage. And now it looks like it will go to Trump if they don't.
Well, I'm not sure about that. I look at it not only as the 13, 9 for Johnson, 4 for Ms. Stein, but I look at the 7 points, I guess it is, people who haven't picked one or the other or either of the two minor candidates. There's 20 points in play. I think they don't go for Trump necessarily because they seem to have been, in the two-way, they seem to have gone for Clinton more than for Trump. So I think it's still a wide-open race with 20 points in play, and the debate is going to be crucial. There's no doubt about that. I don't think that the third-party candidates will make it. It's too big a climb to get to 15 now.
Chris, can you help me out here? So a couple of these tracking polls, these daily tracking polls, have Donald Trump with at some point, I think the LA Times tracking poll has him up by 5 points. Why is that so vastly different than the telephone polls, the moment in time polls?
Without talking about a specific poll, I don't want to speculate. I can say that our Fox News poll is use the gold standard methodology, live interviewers, calling cell phones. So I can't speak to other polls. I do want to address, this idea that this poll is really good news for Trump. I still think there are some underlying dynamics that really are in Clinton's favor. We knew this election wasn't going to be won by likability. We've known that for a while. But there are some candidate qualities that really overwhelmingly still favor Clinton, specifically on temperament. In our last poll, 2/3 of voters said they think Clinton has the temperament to be president. 2/3 said Donald Trump does not. 2/3 said they thought Clinton had the right knowledge and capabilities to be president. 2/3 said Trump did not. Until those numbers start to come into line, I still think, yes, maybe the ballot test is giving the appearance that this race is tightening. It's certainly in play, but there's still some fundamentals that really
I only have about a minute, so I'm going to give each guys a chance to respond. But very quickly, tell me about this undercover Trump vote that Kellyanne Conway has talked about, where people don't say they'll vote for Trump because they're embarrassed or whatever, and then go ahead really are going to vote for Trump. To start with you, David.
Well, it's a great story, but I don't see anything in polling data, past, present, at all that supports it. I think it's wishful thinking.
Now, what about you, Chris? Is that potentially there?
Yeah, it's completely wishful thinking. We've seen exactly the opposite. We talked to our interviewers at our phone bank, and they tell us that when they get a Trump supporter on the phone, they are louder, they're more enthusiastic. We're not seeing anything like that.
Very good, gentlemen. Thank you very much. All right, up next, reaction to the Trump immigration speech from one of our very favorite Democrats. That debate upcoming.